Beneath these endless sands lies a world that should not exist. This is the Sahara Desert, the largest hot desert on Earth. But hidden beneath these dunes lies proof that elephants, hippos, and entire human communities once lived here. This is the forgotten world buried beneath the sand. But beneath these endless dunes lies a forgotten world. Thousands of years ago, the Sahara was not a desert. It was a land of flowing rivers, vast lakes, and thriving life. Around 10,000 years ago, a dramatic climate shift transformed North Africa. Rain filled the land, creating one of the greatest natural environments on Earth. People were drawn to the water. They hunted across the grasslands, caught fish in vast lakes, crafted tools from stone, and painted their stories onto cave walls. Long before the pyramids rose in Egypt, communities were already thriving in what is now the Sahara Desert. But paradise was temporary. Slowly the rains weakened. The rivers disappeared. The green world began to die. Today, beneath the sand, scientists continue discovering evidence of a forgotten Africa. The Sahara was never just a desert. It was once a world of rivers, animals, and people, a forgotten chapter of human history waiting beneath the sand. This isn't just a legend. Across the Sahara, archaeologists have uncovered thousands of ancient rock paintings, showing elephants, giraffes, crocodiles, and even people swimming, evidence of a world that once flourished where only sand remains today. Rock paintings were only the beginning. Using satellites and radar, scientists discovered something even more astonishing. Hidden beneath the Sahara lie the ancient channels of enormous rivers and lakes, silent evidence of a landscape that once overflowed with water. More than 7,000 years ago, parts of the Sahara were home to enormous freshwater lakes. Some stretched for hundreds of kilometers, attracting wildlife, sustaining early communities, and transforming the heart of North Africa into a thriving landscape unlike anything seen today. It may sound impossible today, but the ancient Sahara was home to hippos wallowing in freshwater lakes, crocodiles gliding through slow-moving rivers, towering giraffes grazing on trees, and elephants roaming endless grasslands. Their bones and ancient rock paintings still tell the story of a land transformed. Families built settlements along rivers and lakes, catching fish, crafting pottery, shaping stone tools, and eventually raising cattle as the climate allowed new ways of life to develop. These people left behind more than memories. Across the Sahara, they carved and painted their world onto stone. Thousands of years later, these remarkable artworks still reveal rivers, wildlife, cattle, and the lives of the people who once called this land home. The evidence didn't end with ancient paintings. Buried beneath the desert, scientists uncovered the fossilized remains of fish, crocodiles, hippopotamuses, and freshwater shells, creatures that could never survive in today's Sahara, yet once thrived here when rivers and lakes stretched across the land. The Sahara may look empty today, but beneath its endless dunes lies a hidden map of the past. Using satellites and advanced imaging technology, scientists discovered the outlines of ancient rivers that once crossed this desert. Waterways that disappeared thousands of years ago still remain written into the landscape, waiting to be revealed. Nothing lasts forever. Over thousands of years, subtle changes in Earth's orbit weakened the African monsoon. The rains became less frequent. Rivers began to shrink. Lakes slowly disappeared. What had once been a thriving landscape was gradually transformed into the vast desert we know today. For thousands of years, the Sahara kept its secrets hidden beneath the sand. But today, scientists have a new way to look into the past. From high above the Earth, satellites can reveal patterns invisible to the human eye: ancient rivers, forgotten lakes, and traces of worlds that disappeared long ago. The desert is no longer silent. It is beginning to tell its story. As the lakes vanished and the rivers faded, families faced an impossible choice. Some adapted for a time. Others gathered their belongings and followed the last dependable waters, leaving behind the homes their ancestors had known for generations. The people were gone, but the desert never erased their story. Beneath layers of sand, Ancient tools, pottery, fossils, and forgotten settlements waited in silence for thousands of years. Today, each new discovery helps scientists piece together the lost world of the Green Sahara. The Green Sahara reminds us that even the greatest landscapes can change. Over thousands of years, rivers vanished, lakes dried, and entire communities moved on. Yet their story survived, preserved beneath the sand, waiting for us to uncover it. The Sahara's greatest secret wasn't hidden in a tomb or buried beneath a pyramid. It was an entire world that disappeared from memory. For centuries, the Green Sahara seemed impossible. But modern science uncovered the truth. Using satellites orbiting hundreds of kilometers above Earth, researchers mapped ancient river channels hidden beneath the sand. Combined with fossils, rock art, and sediment samples, they revealed a landscape that had vanished thousands of years ago. The hidden rivers led to an even greater discovery. Thousands of years ago, enormous freshwater lakes spread across the Sahara. Some covered areas larger than many countries today. Along their shores, wildlife flourished. Fish filled the waters, and human communities built their lives around these remarkable oases. The lakes were more than a source of water, they were the heart of everyday life. At dawn, fishermen cast their nets into calm waters while families gathered reeds, shaped pottery, and crafted tools from stone. For generations, these shores provided food, shelter, and the foundation for thriving communities. As generations passed, life in the Green Sahara continued to evolve. Some communities began herding cattle across the rich grasslands, following seasonal rains and fresh grazing lands. These animals became more than a source of food, they represented wealth, survival, and a new way of life. Long after the rivers disappeared, the people of the Green Sahara left behind an extraordinary record of their lives. Across towering sandstone cliffs, they painted giraffes, elephants, cattle, hunters, dancers, and families. These images became a window into a world that would otherwise have been forgotten. For thousands of years, the rains arrived with remarkable certainty. Rivers overflowed, lakes expanded, and life flourished across the Green Sahara. But slowly, almost unnoticed, the rhythm of nature began to change. The seasonal rains became weaker. Each year brought a little less water than the last, and the first signs of a disappearing world had begun. The answer wasn't hidden beneath the sand, it was written in the sky. Thousands of years ago, tiny changes in Earth's orbit gradually weakened the African monsoon. The seasonal rains that had sustained rivers, lakes, and forests became less reliable. It wasn't a sudden catastrophe, but a slow transformation that unfolded over centuries, changing the destiny of an entire continent. As the rains faded, the Great Lakes that had sustained life for thousands of years began to retreat. Shorelines moved farther away each season. Fish became scarce. Herds searched for fresh grazing lands. Families watched the waters that had nourished generations slowly disappear. The Green Sahara was not destroyed in a single moment, it faded away, one dry season at a time. When the lakes could no longer sustain life, the people faced a decision no generation had ever imagined. They gathered their children, their tools, and their cattle, leaving behind the lands their ancestors had called home. Step by step, they followed the last reliable rivers, beginning journeys that would reshape the history of Africa. The people were gone, but the desert refused to forget them. Hidden beneath layers of sand, ancient campsites, stone tools, pottery, and burial grounds remained untouched for thousands of years. Every excavation revealed another piece of a forgotten civilization, patiently waiting for the modern world to rediscover its story. It's difficult to imagine today, but thousands of years ago, enormous herds of elephants wandered across the Green Sahara. They drank from freshwater lakes, traveled through open woodlands, and helped shape the landscape itself. The endless dunes we see today were once part of their home. Beneath the calm surface of the Green Sahara's rivers, another ruler waited in silence. Crocodiles drifted almost motionless through the water, perfectly adapted for life in this ancient wilderness. Their presence tells us something extraordinary. These were not temporary pools left by seasonal rain, they were deep, permanent waterways capable of supporting one of Africa's most formidable predators. Towering above the grasslands, giraffes wandered through woodlands that no longer exist. They browsed the leaves of ancient acacia trees while birds circled, Overhead, and herds of antelope grazed below. Today, these elegant giants survive far to the south. Yet thousands of years ago, the heart of the Sahara was one of their natural homes. Where great herds gathered, predators always followed. Lions stalked the tall grass with silent precision, while spotted hyenas roamed the plains after sunset. Every river, woodland, and open savanna formed part of a delicate balance. The Green Sahara was not a peaceful paradise, it was a living wilderness where every creature fought to survive. The Green Sahara is more than a forgotten chapter of history. It is a reminder that landscapes are never permanent. Rivers can disappear, forests can become deserts, entire communities can be forced to adapt or move. By studying this lost world, scientists are learning not only about the past, but about the remarkable resilience of both nature and humanity. Long before books, people recorded their world on stone. Hidden among the cliffs of the Sahara are thousands of paintings and engravings created by the people who lived through the Green Sahara. They painted the animals they hunted, the rivers they crossed, the cattle they raised, and the lives they lived. These ancient galleries are more than art, they are the voices of a vanished world, still speaking across thousands of years. The Green Sahara was not discovered through a single artifact or one extraordinary expedition. It was reconstructed piece by piece. Ancient pollen trapped beneath lake beds revealed forgotten forests. Animal fossils exposed vanished ecosystems. Sediment layers recorded the rise and fall of ancient lakes, while radiocarbon dating helped determine when these dramatic changes occurred. Together, these clues allowed scientists to rebuild a world that had disappeared thousands of years ago. One question remains: could the Sahara ever become green again? The evidence suggests that the desert has transformed many times throughout Earth's history, but those changes unfolded over thousands of years. Guided by slow shifts in Earth's orbit and climate, the Green Sahara reminds us that our planet is never truly static, but it also reminds us that nature's greatest transformations often happen far beyond a human lifetime. Today, the Sahara stretches across millions of square kilometers, its silence broken only by the wind. To many, it is a place of endless sand. But beneath those dunes lies another world, a world of rivers, forests, wildlife, and people whose stories were almost forgotten. Every fossil uncovered, every ancient tool discovered, and every hidden river mapped brings us one step closer to understanding that lost world. So, the desert never erased its history. It simply buried it. And somewhere beneath those endless sands, countless chapters of our human story are still waiting to be found. Today, the Sahara stretches across millions of square kilometers as a sea of sand. Yet beneath its dunes lies the memory of a forgotten world, a land of rivers, forests, wildlife, and thriving communities. Every fossil, every stone tool, and every ancient painting reminds us that history is never truly lost. It waits patiently for those willing to uncover it. The Sahara was never just a desert. It was once a world filled with life, mystery, and human ambition. And if one forgotten, civilization could remain hidden beneath the sand for thousands of years. How many more are still waiting to be discovered? If you enjoyed this journey into the past, subscribe to Unburied Past, where every documentary uncovers another forgotten chapter of human history.